To a browser, you've gotten a cookie. It's a technology that's been around basically as long as the internet.
And I'm not talking about the edible kind.
It's fueled the rise of the online global ad business.
Shares of Facebook jumping in the after hours, up as much as 4% at one point.
But all that could change soon. When you go to a website, it can store information about your visit on your computer. That's a cookie. It contains a unique ID that the website can later use to identify you. So that's how a site remembers your language preferences, that you've logged on to something, that you've put something in your cart. That's a first-party cookie, and those aren't going anywhere. Like real cookies, internet cookies come in different flavors. Enter third-party cookies. They come from sites you haven't visited directly, and they're the ones that are going away.
Third-party cookies are far and away the most popular, the most widespread tracking technology on the web. And they make it really easy for trackers to build up big invasive profiles of users without their knowledge.
They work like this. An ad on a site will give you a cookie. Then if you go to a different site that uses the same ad server, it can match that third-party cookie and learn more about you. As you visit more websites and more websites, the information associated with that cookie grows. So ad networks can build profiles of people and serve more targeted and more relevant ads based on those cookies. So when you put an item in a shopping cart on Amazon, but don't buy it, and then later see banner ads from the same product on a totally different site, that's a third-party cookie. That cookie-driven ad model has enabled sites like Facebook and Google and CNN.com to serve more effective and relevant ads and then offer their products for free. It's formed the backbone for the online ad business, a business that is now worth hundreds of billions of dollars. But now that business has to change. Safari and Firefox have already banned third-party cookies, and now Google has announced it will phase them out of Chrome over a 2-year period. And even though Google is not being as strict as Apple and Mozilla in its ban, its actions actually matter the most. That's because Chrome controls more than 60% of the browser market. When Google moves, it matters.
For all intents and purposes, Google is the internet in a lot of ways, especially in advertising. They're by far the biggest digital advertiser on the internet, both on mobile and on the web. If they decide to do something, then everyone else has to fall in line.
So if Google is the biggest advertiser on the internet, then why would it mess with this system that has become so valuable to its business? Well, Google doesn't rely entirely on third-party cookies. It also knows a ton about you directly from the Google services that you use, like Google Search and Google Maps. All that first-party data is data that other networks who rely more heavily on third-party cookies don't necessarily have. So while Google will be affected by its own ban, its competitors will likely be even more affected.
Google isn't doing this out of some sort of industry-leading, forward-thinking, entrepreneurial initiative. And so what they're trying to do is imagine a world where cookies are extinct, but their targeted advertising business model is still profitable.
Google says that its goal in getting rid of third-party cookies is to make the web more private and secure for users. So no, the company is not going to just give up its ad business. It's going to evolve it. And now it has 2 years to figure out who you are and what you like, all without any third-party cookies. It's a risk. I mean, they're playing with what is the most profitable part of their company, which is one of the most profitable companies in the world.
Exactly. But I mean, I do think that they wouldn't be doing this unless they felt like they had to.